Yep, let's go.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. We are on the fourth session of the Flutter Festival, which is integration in Flutter. So earlier we have done three sessions, and we have uh, various sessions about Flutter and Dart. We have learned about basics of Flutter, basics of Dart, how to make your basic simple Flutter app. But today's session is going to session in Flutter. So today we are majorly going to talk about integrations in Flutter. Means how you can integrate different platforms or different libraries or different core technologies which are not related to actual application, but what do we say in while making a full-fledged application. These are the things which are required at most. So this session is going to walk you through all the technologies which you can use to integrate in the Flutter app and how you can get to the technologies. So this is what the session is intending to, and this the thing which the session is not intending is that we are not going to go actual demo of all the things, take a lot of time. So we are just going to touch on every points and how you can get started with it. And because the main reason for that is also that not every app will require everything. Only few app will require, means your app will require some part of it, and you can just go on them and websites which we'll be sharing with you. And once going to the website, you'll get to know that yeah, these are the things that you have to do and how you have to integrate it. So as our basic template is set always, as always. So first of all, let us go over the agenda of the session. So in agenda today we have 5 points. The first is how why it is needed to do integration in Flutter or any application in basic. So second is how to use Firebase. Means how to connect to Firebase to Flutter app. The third thing is how to use GCP, which is Google. Fourth thing is how to use machine learning libraries in Flutter. So means you can see everything is a hot topic, and if we go in very much detail of everything, it will require a session for everything. So we are going to just touch on the points. The fifth is how to use third-party tools. So the fifth point might look a bit familiar with all of you as you are Flutter developers, but getting started with means all the two, three, four, the middle 3 points that are of the topmost priority of this. So let's get started with the first agenda, need for the integration. So when we talk about any application, so an application is incomplete without integrating it with some other thing. For example, if you are making an application for a medical purpose, you will require an integration with a medical database, or you will require an integration with a medical expert. So first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of integration. So integration means we have to integrate two or more things to make a product which is viable and giving some output. So let us take an example of an application. For example, I have to make an application for image recognition. So what the application does is it just recognizes an image and tell me which type of dog breed it is. So when in a Scrum meeting or any of the meeting, while before developing an application, so first thing which comes in your mind is in which language or in which framework we are going to build an application. So for example, let us say that you have selected Flutter as in a framework in which you are going to build an application, but then comes the point is that you can use in camera application, but how to integrate that machine learning algorithm, because the machine learning algorithms majorly will be in Python or some other framework or other library. So this is where integration helps, because we need to integrate a machine learning algorithm or machine learning module inside our app. So how to do that? So this is the part of integration. So any other be for example, if you are building your app and deploying it on Play Store. So you want to know that, you want to know the metrics that how my app is going, what do you say, how my app is going to the hands of user. So for that, you won't be able to think of a situation to build an code in Flutter to track that how the app is going, how app of user, and uh, on which points they are lagging. So for that, Firebase analytics are there. So you just need to integrate that with your Flutter app, and there are different methods to integrate. And once you integrate this, the fulfillment of there. So any look at any of your app around your surrounding or in your mobile phone, you will see integrations in them. May it be machine learning, may it be cloud platform, storage, anything. There will integration is a very important part while building any application. So that's why we have this on the fourth session of the Flutter Festival, because we think that's very important for you. So so coming to the next point, so how to use Firebase. So first of all, let me give you let me set a template for everyone. So whenever we start the session, going through first what is the technology which we are talking about, and secondly how to inculcate or integrate the technology in our application. So first of all, let us talk about Firebase. So if you guys not know about Firebase, so Firebase is an full stack backend solution provided by Google for the developers to make the backend very easy. You can make an application on Flutter or on Android or on anything or on iOS also, and Firebase will work as a fully fledged backend to you. It will provide you the database. It will provide you with scalability. It will provide you the third party logins. It will also provide you analytics. It will back testing. You name the thing and it will be there in Firebase. So Firebase is a kind of backend service hosted by Google, which is for some time free for the users, but once it crosses a certain amount of limit, it will be paid. So you can understand the power of Firebase, that uh, you can just have your application running from the front end and back end will be handled by Firebase. So this is a good thing to integrate at first in your application. When you will be building application, you will require many features. For example, when you are building an application, you will require Google and Facebook login to work to you, but you do not want to write the backend for that. So Firebase has already done that for you. Just you need to connect your Flutter application or the Flutter application to the Firebase, and the Firebase will do the other thing for you. So Firebase is a very important technology, and that's why we have kept it in the first place in the integration series, that how to integrate with Firebase. So now I'll be hovering to the website of Firebase. So you can see that if you go on Google and just write firebase.flutter.dev or Flutterfire or Flutter how to integrate Firebase with Flutter, you will be redirected to this site, firebase.flutter.dev. And do not need to worry, we are going to paste all the links in the description and in the chat box also, so you will be familiar and you will be getting all the links if you have any trouble. But the main point here is how to Flutter with Firebase. So once you go onto this website, so you at first this might be very overwhelming for you all guys, because means the when we get on this website, that we'll see that there are many things, like analytics is there, authentication is there, cloud firestore is, I mean, there are many things, and you will see different things like pub.dev, what is it, what that is, Firebase product, documentation is there, source is there, mobile. So let me explain you the overall structure of the column, because this is not going to change at any cost. So this is going to be same. The technology is different. So first column is name. It tells you that what technology or what service it's going to provide. Second is the pub.dev version. So if you have guys came up with the all the three sessions, you guys know that what is pub.dev. So pub.dev is a place where all the third parties libraries and everything is stored. Just you need to copy the link and you need to use it. So if you want to just go to the pub.dev and use it, you can click on this link. So this is in Firebase product. So this slide is just to make you know that the product is maintained by Firebase. Next come the documentation. So this is very important. Once you click on the documentation, you will be directly redirected to the documentation of analytics. If you click here, you will be redirected to the documentation of authentication. So, in very pure and simple documentation for every single feature has been done here. I'll go over a feature once. I complete the table completely. So if you want to view the source, so the best part of in Flutter is that, as you all guys know, Flutter is open source, so you can just make any changes in your code as per your need. So if you want to view the source code of this thing, for example, if I want to view the source code of analytics, I can just click on Firebase on analytics and view source, and you will be directed to the source of the code. And the last three columns are mobile, web, and macOS. So this shows that is this service available for mobile, is this service available for web, and is this service available for macOS. So if the green ticks are there, yes, it is available. And if this beta tells that it is in beta process and it's in development, you can use this, but not a thing. So this was the thing. So just first, let us go over what features Firebase provide and how it can be useful for your app. So example, talk about analytics, as we have already took example in the second example, that if you want to have analytics inside your thing, that how my product is going to the customers, or how my product is going to sell to the customers, or what are the bottlenecks the customers are facing, at what screen the customer is coming back and not, means not using my application. So these are the things in this comes in analytics. So second is the authentication. So authentication means any kind of third party authentication you can do, or email password authentication. There are many types of authentication you can do here. Just you have to integrate this. So cloud firestore is the database. Cloud functions are the functions which allow your app to connect with cloud. So these are basically cloud functions. This will be required in the applications where large and tons amount of data is used, and some cloud functions are means some cloud thing is going on. So cloud messaging is also a superior way of communicating with functions together. So then come the cloud store to store your data, then the core. So core is something that in every application you have to uh, keep it with yourself, because once you have the core you can use anything, but you if you don't have the Firebase core, other plugins won't work. So everything is built around core. Think of this like that. And there are different things. Dynamic links are there, in-app messaging, installation, performance monitoring. So you just name the thing which you required on backend, and Firebase has that thing for you. Next come, there are beta plugins also and preview plugins also, means ML model downloader. For ML machine learning, we are having a different slide, so I won't go in details of that. But there are very much, means I would say everything which you'll require is there on Firebase on backend. You can just have a look there. So for example, let us take an example of authentication. So if you want to integrate authentication with your app, so first of all, first step should be for everyone, if you are not going to alter the source code. So first of all, if you are a expert developer, you know how to alter the source code, so you should go in the view source and have a look at how it's working. But it is never suggested to alter the source code and directly just use it, because it has everything what you need. So first thing is you should go on the documentation. So I'll open this in a new tab, and once I go into the documentation, first is the video. So you can, in this video, it's everything what it can do. And on the left side you can see on the tray everything is there, what you can do. So you can go for social authentication, you can go with phone, everything is mentioned, how what the code does for Facebook, for Apple, if some additional things are there. So like this, everything is there in documentation, and it is well maintained by Google. So the good thing about the documentation is the documentation is very simple and easy for eyes, and you can have a look at anything which you want. Means there is full 100% transparency in here. So secondly, it's a Firebase product, we know. Now if we want to use it, we were on authentication, right? So I'll click on pub.dev, so it will be just directly redirecting me to the pub.dev website. So just I need to go on the installation version, and I need to copy this and paste it in my pub.dev. So once I paste it, and if some other things are required, because not it is not that simple to just you start that. So in installing only, that will be mentioned here, that you have to write import this package or something, and you can just follow this thing and simply it will be integrated. And how to use it, you can just once again go to the documentation, and what we can say, start learning about how we are you going to use authentication in our app. So this is that simple. So the main motive for this slide was that you have to get familiar with all this thing. You can use anything, you should know that, and you have the power of using this with your Firebase. So in case in future, if you get any in by any chance you get the thing that yeah, we need to use this thing, how we are going to use this. For example, you want to in some case you want to think like I have to store the data, or I have to store big images on, but it's not that big. So how we have to store it? So you should know that just by using Firebase, a simple solution can be found, right? So this was the first point which we are going to discuss here. So how to use Firebase is okay. So now what is GCP? So now how to use GCP? The first we'll be going to what is GCP. So GCP is Google Cloud Platform, first of all. So as such for now, so first of all, let us explain GCP. So GCP is Google Cloud Platform, so you get all the cloud solution things there. The cloud architecturing is there, how to scale up your servers is there, how to maintain your backend is there, how many nodes you require for your backend is there. So this is a bit tricky field. If you are a beginner in Flutter, you won't be using it that much. But we'll just look around to the communication part to GCP, because cloud platform is handled by a cloud expert, and our job as a developer is to connect to GCP and work with it. So to connect with GCP and work with it is the task of us, right? So the our module, whatever we'll be going to see here, is how to connect to GCP and how to work with it. So again, there's a solution for everything. So just go on pub.dev and write gcloud. So you can see that first of all, this is very important. So let us go over this one by one. So the version is 0.8.5. So this makes it very obvious that this is not the first version, it's under development, it's still under development. So what do we mean by still under development is that there isn't a stable release for gcloud. So gcloud means Google Cloud is, it is also not maintained here on pub.dev by Google, and this is maintained. So we do not need to worry about that. The thing is, what point I was going to make is that it's not majorly used by the developers, because every functionality is given by Firebase. But if in future your application goes professional and you require the what do we say, higher functionalities which should communicate what mean that your app needs to communicate with Google Cloud, then you can use this. So just write gcloud.0.8.5, or just you can write google cloud on pub.dev and you will get this package. So this package is capable of doing three things. For now, this package is able to do means three things for you. First is cloud data store. If you are having a big, large, tremendous amount of data, you can communicate with the data store and save it there. Second is it provides you cloud storage. So this is the functionality what I think is cloud storage, that this will be majorly used by the developers. Why? Because Firebase is a solution for storing the data, but it is not the only solution for storing the data. As such, clouds are actually made for storing the data. So, if you are thinking in the perspective of storing the data, you will be using gcloud. So, how to communicate with gcloud and how to store data, how to transfer data via HTTP protocols, this things make that thing very easy. And the pub and sub, the cloud pub and cloud sub, this is a node functionality, is how you need to scale up the things. This will be very least used by you. So this every documentation is already there, and how to connect with the APIs or how to connect with Google Beta APIs, everything will be mentioned here. And this the thing is, it will be a bit cumbersome for you, because first you need to have a Google Cloud platform, login credentials, and afterwards you need to make a JSON credentials key. Means there's a process. This is very neatly explained in documentation. You can just go over here and understand and look at it, how to get the details, how to get the credentials, and once you get everything, you can just put it here and you can start using it. So the process is very same. You go in installing, uh, you copy this gcloud, you copy this gcloud dependencies, and you can just paste it here. Now the second thing is how you need to import it. So there are many packages to import here, but you have to import everything here. So once you import everything, you can just go ahead and start with this. So here examples are also mentioned, means for what, how to use it. And if you want to actual details, you can just I'll have a look. So here in the readme file, you can see every detail of the all the three functionality. As we mentioned, first was data store. The second one was the see cloud data store. This is the cloud storage is second. Inside the bucket you need to store, and cloud pub sub is the third one. So means the main motive for this is that yes, we are able to connect the Flutter app with the gcloud functionalities. It is not like that if we have a database which is stored on Google Cloud and we won't be able to communicate with it, or we won't be, yeah, we will be able to fetch it over there, but it is not actually maintained by Google. But this doesn't mean that this is not supportive. Google says that anything which is maintained by anyone is supported in Dart. There is no such need that it should be maintained by Google, because even Dart Labs is officially verified by Google, so we do not need to worry about that. Just we are able to use it, and as it comes in the first release, we'll be having multiple functionalities also. So the part which the point which I wanted to make here was that GCP can be used and integrated. Now I So the next thing is how to use machine learning libraries. So first of all, this is the very exciting part here. But let us, I'll explain in brief what are machine learning libraries and why we require it in app. So in the first example, which I told you, that if you want to have an application which detects an image and tells you that what the output is. So this is the thing that machine learning libraries are going to help. But there are very few uh, chances or few developer options available in Flutter, or talk about any language to integrate with you. You can understand that machine learning has erupted and like a volcano and have very different multiple vast amount of streams. But in development processes, or in what do we say, actual front end side of the user, you will see very less applications working. So why this is the thing? Because machine learning developer options are very less. Although machine learning has developed a lot, and but the work to come, what do we say, the connect machine learning to the front end of the users or directly communicate with the users is going on in a slow pace. So these are very less opportunities here, but yes, there are opportunities in Flutter. So let us go to that also. So I guess all of you guys know about what do we mean? What is TensorFlow? So TensorFlow is an platform, or do we say library, or an open source library which is maintained by Google, and it contains all the machine learning models. So when you go to the site of TensorFlow.org, we are going to see all the machine learning algorithms and the solution which they provide. So this thing is very overwhelming for all of us, right? So when you want to integrate when you want to integrate anything with Flutter, first of all, you need to I'll step down the steps for you. So first of all, the motive should be clear why we are using this. For example, if I want to get an output of which type of dog breed it is, so the motive is to get the type of dog breed. So how we are going to approach it? So we'll need some algorithm, right? So what algorithms we are required? So first of all, you need to go to the TensorFlow and you have to look at it. That yes, is the algorithm ready? Here we can see that the recommendation system algorithm, which is generally used in an application, it is there. Generative adversarial networks or this other networks means, what do we say, handwriting images to keras libraries, or do if something related to handwriting is there, this is there. Neural networks are there. So yes, we understand that by the neural networks or recurrent neural networks we can get the image processing done. So if it is there, then you need to go to the second thing for mobile and IoT. So once you step into this, then you need to write that get started with TensorFlow Lite. And when we click here, we can see that it is in light version. Why? Because it is still in development. So here everything means part and parcel is there. So first of all, you have to pick the model, as we already discussed. Then we have to convert it into the file which is usable in the Flutter document. Then we have to deploy it to the G Cloud. Then we have to optimize it, and then we can use it directly with the G Cloud facilities. So this is very means what do we say, overwhelming field or overwhelming part of the application. But let us make it very simple for you guys. So when we go on the Flutterfire documentation, as I told you that Firebase is an backend solution for everything. So so this is a preview plugin. So these plugins are in preview, but I'm sure that for mobile we are going to use it, and this is acceptable for everything. So just go on the ML model downloader, and this will be directly downloading the model inside your mobile phones, and directly they'll be using it, right? So means, for example, if we go on the pub.dev version, you can see that this is available, and this is actually maintained by firebase.google.com. So lot amount of work is going in this field. And once all means, this is directly communicating with TensorFlow Lite, which is already hosted on the Google servers. Just the thing is, you are getting an abstracted package to use whatever you want to require, or whatever you require. You do not need to do all this thing: pick a model, convert, deploy, optimize. Every model will be optimized and deployed for you. Just you have to use it. So this is the thing, means pub.dev makes it very very easy for you. So if you want to use machine learning libraries, so motive should be clear, and afterwards you can go and search on the web, and yeah, I'm damn sure that everything is there on the web. Right. So coming to the last point, how to use the third party tools. So means third party tools are, so first of all, let me explain you the brief of third party tools. So why it is important for any organization to use third party tools? Because uh, any app without a third party integration, or third party what do we say, communication procedure with the third party is an understood by user as incomplete. Because if, for example, let us take an example of what do we say, let us take an example of Instagram. So when you start Instagram, you only stick to the Instagram thing, and you're not allowed to log in with your phone. You're not allowed to log in with your Google ID. You're not allowed to log in with your Facebook ID, and nothing. This app's not talks about anything, or no third party tools are used inside it. So the app will means there are apps which are for the specific purpose, but third party tools are required in any app. So how Dart handle third party tools? So as we have already discussed in the previous sessions, that we can go on pub.dev and search for the third party tools what we can use. Or if, for example, if you want to use a tool which is not provided on the pub.dev, right? So so you can just go on the web and have a look on the third party tools which you want to use. For example, if you want to use the web3 libraries, so you can just go on the web and search for how to use web3 libraries for Flutter, and you'll get links for that. But yeah, Flutter allows third party integration, and it is very easy. So the thing is, if the what do we say, if the integration is not present on the pub.dev, then the issue comes is that how to integrate it. So for that, there's a zip file, and the procedure is very well mentioned in every package. So for every different package, the procedure will be different, so we won't be going in depth of that. But the third party tools, as for just sake of understanding purpose, we have pub.dart. So just write anything here. I'm damn sure that 99% of the time, whatever things you will be requiring to integrate as a third party, they are present in pub.dev. Because personally, I'm developing an Flutter application from more than now 1 or 1.5 year. I have never found anything which is not on pub.dev. I have found everything on pub.dev. I have never went to an outside repository and copied that file and pasted and means followed their procedure. Even in the Web3 world, if you write Web3 also, you will be getting the Web3 thing, and everything's for connecting to the Web3 application. So pub.dev is a very powerful thing for the third party integration on your Flutter. So this was the thing. It means you can communicate or connect with the third parties with the help of pub.dev. So this was the thing. So means these are all the things of the integrations. We went over first. We went over Firebase. What was Firebase and how to connect with it. Then we went on GCP and how to connect with it. Then we went over machine learning and how to connect with it. Then we went on third-party tools. What are them and why it's important and how to connect with it from pub.dev. So the main point of all means the if you want to draw a conclusion for the points of the session, that would be that how and why integration is important. First was that, then we covered why integration is important, how it can power your app, and second thing is we covered all the points how you can integrate your app, and according to your need, according to the need of your application, you can do it. Go ahead with. And now we are 20 questions. If any questions are there, you can just unmute yourself and ask the questions. And if not, we are good to end the session. So I feel there are no questions. So yeah, so thank you for joining today's session. Means this was the fourth session and the last session, which will be a future opportunities in Flutter. And in the fifth session, we are going to talk about future opportunities. That is going to be a very interesting session for all of you guys. So thank you very much once again for joining.
All
Yeah,
right. Should I stop recording then? If you
yeah,
don't
Rohit,
have
you
any
can. You can.
questions. Just a moment. I guess I have some issues with my mic.
Yeah, Rohit, no issues.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining. Uh, I'll be ending the session. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.